What is up? Next little step in this Mustang project here is getting it to pass emissions. Since this car came from Alaska, somebody had straight piped it to the Flowmasters. It had no catalytic converters. So I drove it a few miles, and of course it came up with codes for the O2 sensors, you know, pretty much fail because they're not detecting catalytic converter efficiency. So I had another X pipe with a couple high flow cats. I think those are high flow cats that we had bought for the other Mustang to return it to stock, and I didn't use that X pipe part. And the easiest thing for me to do today was just to remove these catalytic converters from that X pipe, the aftermarket one. I just cut this pipe and install them here. The O2 sensors, I hope they're good, because when I was messing with these, one wire broke on one of them, and two wires broke on the other. Splice a couple wires together with some solder, and yeah, I don't know how hot the wires are going to get out here. I don't think it's going to melt the solder, but as ugly as it is, I welded up the cats to this pipe, and then I had some leaks, and I'm like, wait a minute, the leak was actually coming from up there where it bolts to the manifold. Got this O2 sensor out of the way, but you can see somebody like cut the pipe right there and did a weld. I don't know if they welded it with that pipe up on the manifold or what, but there was a massive leak around this O2 sensor bung right here. So I welded here. There's a crack on both sides from it, but it's still leaking, and I took a picture. I'll show it on the screen. There's a freaking big like crack right above the freaking bung. So like they didn't weld it all the way around or something. And the exhaust was so open that I guess it didn't really leak, or you couldn't really notice it. This thing was so loud. But when I put these catalytic converters on here, the exhaust is way quieter, which kind of sucks because it sounded really cool as loud as it was. So now I'm getting ready to get my wire feed up in there and see if I can blindly weld that spot up, because that sucks. I got this thing up in the air on my jack stands, tricking it to try to run some of the tests. Look at the EGR. Like, accelerate smoothly through fifth gear with my foot on the brake a little bit. Daily cycle going up. So it is trying to test, I believe, now. Okay, I still have a couple emissions tests that need to complete, and they won't complete. That is the Evap system and the EGR. And the Evap system evidently isn't going to even do the test, because I filled up the fuel tank and you have to be below 3/4 of a tank. So I've driven it down to where it's a little bit above 3/4. So I bet you if I pull out 5 gallons of fuel, that should do it. So I got the fuel line disconnected from the fuel rail and in that tank. And then what I'm going to do is use this little handy dandy window tablet to turn on the fuel pump. Should be pumping. Oh, I guess it doesn't stay on continuously, but that is working. This is FORscan app. I successfully used it on this car with my Surface tablet, but then I busted out with this old New Vision cheapo Windows tablet, just a little 32 gigabyte storage, real basic Atom processor, but I'm sure it don't take shite to run like something like FORscan. That's gonna, that's like nothing. So I don't know if it's spraying any faster than a stock pump would do, because this is a high output pump. Yeah. I've driven this car like 80 miles or more. Look, it's 105 since I tripped it. Okay, I am pulled over on the side of the road so I can see what is complete. Made some more progress. So the important one here, I've been working on evaporative system monitoring. It says complete. No faults. The only thing that's not complete now is the EGR. Supposedly, this is the state of Arizona, I could go in with one not ready or one incomplete monitored, and it will pass emissions. So I'm going to go around the block a little more and start heading home. Turn the monitoring back on. Give me monitoring. You can look at it here. I can go to table mode. Gives me actually the dashboard. I can kind of see like fuel pressure. It's been pretty rock steady, about 40 as I cruise. So I threw a bunch of things up here to monitor. So evaporative, this one says not ready, but whatever it is, I guess, I mean, there's no fault on the EGR, but the EGR is not completed. So as I drive, I'm watching as I get accelerating, this this right here goes up as it's been driving the duty cycle. So we'll see what happens. I was going to use my Surface Pro tablet, and if I would have done that, I have Camtasia in there, and I could have screen captured all this as I drove and put it on the screen, but this is just a cheap Windows tablet. So I don't probably dare try to put Camtasia in that. I don't think I could run it. Oh yeah, just left the emissions testing and it passed. There's a big fat pass right there. Yeah, sweet. That was quite the obstacle to have to overcome. Now I could proceed with actually putting a little bit of effort and money into fixing up some things on this car.